Primetime Family Literacy Program is a family reading program directed in particular at families of at-risk children and their parents or adult providers. What we're trying to do is stem the multi-generational tide of illiteracy that has overwhelmed Louisiana. This is a program that we are about to announce today as the result of a 10-year study of the educational impact on these children, that it's possible to reverse this pernicious pattern that has plagued Louisiana for the last half century or more.
Tell us about the 10-year study, what you looked at and what you found.
Okay. We used as a sample West Baton Rouge Parish because we have funded over the last 15 years 21 programs there, enrolling over 800 students, more than 1,400 family members altogether. And a comprehensive study was done in cooperation with the West Baton Rouge Parish School Board, which itself was not only cooperative in the formation of the programs, but was very interested in what the long-term results were. That was a long-term partnership between the parish library and the school board. What we wanted to measure was, especially since we have now invested $7 million in this program over the last 19 years, we wanted to be sure that we were implementing a program that actually had educational impact. And the results, Jerry, are astonishing. Very simply, this is a 6 to 8 week program where the children and their parents only attend one night during those 6 to 8 weeks. Despite this, the families bond around the act of reading, and we have created the precondition for all future learning. What the study shows is, and we measured them, these are children who were ages 5 to 10 when they took the program, but we measured how they did 2 years later, 3 years later, 5 years later, as many as 8 or 9 years later when they graduated high school. At every grade level, the primetime students outperformed the norm for the parish. Now we're saying the bottom 25%, the at-risk kids, as a result of their experience with their families in the primetime program, outperformed their peers, not just in reading and language arts, but in every single subject measured by LEAP, iLEAP, and the GEE. Okay? That means they outperformed them also in geometry, algebra, natural sciences. We created the precondition to all learning, and now we have the confirmed results.
The program is an evening program. We go into schools, libraries, community centers, and we engage about 25 families. These are parents and children together, sometimes grandparents, aunt, uncles, older brothers, younger sisters and brothers. And we bring them all together. Part of what we have figured out over 5 years of field testing is that we have to eliminate the barriers to participation for our families. It's critical for them, for us getting to that 78% retention rate and that 120% growth rate of attendance. And that really means feeding our families, because it's an evening program and we usually host it in the evenings when people usually have meals. And in Louisiana, that usually turns out to be a 3-course meal with, you know, jambalaya and dessert and all kinds of stuff. We provide childcare because families come with children of all ages, and we have to make sure that the little babies and toddlers are taken care of. We engage them in pre-literacy activities. And we also provide transportation. At-risk families usually don't have reliable transportation or don't have transportation. And so we want to make sure that if they're committed to coming and introducing reading and learning together as a new family tradition, that we make sure they get to the program and get home safely. So those are really the 3 ways that we eliminate barriers to participation, and that we make sure that our families attend and are engaged and feel like this is a welcoming and safe place for them.
And how has the program grown outside of Louisiana?
I think it's amazing that Louisiana is now exporting literacy to other states like Nebraska, Kentucky, Florida, California, even Massachusetts. We have piloted this program in 38 other states. We have received about $2 million in National Endowment for the Humanities funds for national expansion of this program. We have won 2 major national awards for the program, so I think this is something that Louisiana should really be proud of because it is a homegrown product.
What was your reaction when you got the results of the study?
Frankly, astonishment. We knew anecdotally over the years that the families loved the program, and this is not an incidental element. In order for a program like this to work, families have to fall in love with it. The only way to guarantee sustainability and continuity is not by punishing or testing or measuring, but by making people fall in love with reading itself. We expected to see improvements in reading and language arts. What we had no inkling, and I truly mean no inkling, was that the test results would show that it bled over into all of the other subject areas, math, science, and the like.
We make sure that all of our schools that have our at-risk populations, which we know in Louisiana is most of our public schools that have at-risk families whose children are struggling with reading and whose parents are struggling with reading, we want to make sure that all those schools know about the program, that we become advocates for their families to get engaged in this way, and that all elementary schools that have our families or at-risk families have an opportunity to bring this program to them and engage them in this wonderful way.
The message is it's possible to change the future. We have a program developed in Louisiana, unfortunately too often the worst example of illiteracy, and now we have a model that we are exporting to 38 other states around the country. We are meeting with Superintendent Pastorak, we're meeting with parish superintendents of schools, and what we hope to see in the next 2 to 3 years is a dramatic expansion of the program in elementary schools throughout Louisiana.
If people have questions or would like more information, what should they do?
They should probably go to our website, www.leh.org, or they can call our offices, 504-620-2486.